So guys, do you remember this cell? This one I made in my previous video. And for this video I was thinking that I will make some follow-up video on this all-iron battery cell. In case that you want to know how I assembled this cell, then the link to the video will be in the video description. But like I said, in this video I will make some follow-up, or better to say, I will make some upgrades to this all-iron battery. So in this cell I use the same electrolyte on the positive and the negative side of the cell, which in my case was iron sulfate. And with this setup I get the cell voltage of 1.2 volts, which is actually not bad but not perfect either. And with this cell I also get the energy density of around 60 milliwatt hours per gram of electrolyte. And after around 40 to 50 cycles I also get the problem with the hydrogen on the negative side of the cell. And because of the hydrogen I get two problems, which the first problem was decreasing the efficiency of the cell, and the second problem was the increasing of the pressure inside of the cell. And for all these reasons I decided that I will modify this all-iron battery to some zinc-iron battery, which in this case I will replace the negative side. Instead of using iron I will use some zinc. So by replacing the iron with zinc I will decrease the problem with the hydrogen, but in this case I will also get some new problem, which are the zinc dendrites. Okay, right now this cell is a couple of days old and is completely dry, which means that no electrolyte is inside of the cell. And because I want to know how looks the inside of the cell, for this reason I will disassemble the cell. And now to make this zinc-iron battery I will reuse these two current collectors, gaskets, screws and one reactor plate. Everything else I will throw away. So like I said, I will need these two end plates with some current collectors. The current collectors are made from graphite, and for the contact I use some titanium foil. Then over here I have some silicone gaskets. Then one reactor plate for the positive side or the iron side, another reactor plate for the negative side or for the zinc side. Inside of this reactor plate I will place this conductive graphitic carbon felt, like so. And on the negative side, instead of using this conductive graphite felt, I will use some glass fiber separators, because the glass fiber separators are not conductive and will create this distance between the negative current collector and the membrane. So in this case, if I also have some controlled way of charging, then the zinc dendrites will have a little bit harder time to reach from the negative current collector to the membrane. And then, really important, the negative electrolyte is made from 2 mole of zinc chloride, and over here I also have this iron based electrolyte. So right now at this moment I make iron chloride based electrolyte. And the exact recipe for the electrolyte is I use 2.98 grams of iron chloride, 0.45 grams of potassium chloride, and for the last I also use 1.7 grams of citric acid. And then in the end I also add water to 10 milliliters mark. So at this point I know that the chloride based electrolytes are dangerous because if you overcharge the cell, some chlorine gas can be generated. For this reason I recommend that you go with a little bit safer alternative, which is use of iron sulfate instead of iron chloride. And now I will assemble the cell. And now at this point the cell is finished. So the only difference between this cell and the all iron cell which I make in my previous video is on the negative side of the cell. So instead of using some iron based electrolyte also on the negative side of the cell, I use some zinc based electrolyte. And when the cell will be charged, some zinc will electroplate on the negative current collector. So now I will connect the cell to my power supply to make the first charge. And because the cell voltage of this setup is around 1.5 volts, for this reason I need to charge the cell with around 1.65 volts. So actually when you charge this kind of cell you can also go to a little bit more safer current, which will be around 50 milliamps. Okay, the cell was charging for about 1 hour. Now I will disconnect the cell from my power supply and now I will see what will be the voltage and of course the current. So first of all, the voltage. The voltage is 1.63 volts. Really awesome. Really nice. And now the current. Oh, it's 2.3 amps. And the contacts getting warm. Okay, this is really nice. So if I remember correctly, the all-iron battery have the voltage of 1.2 volts and the current, I mean the short current, was starting at 1.7 amps. But this one, the voltage have 1.6 volts and the current was 2.3 amps. So with changing the negative electrolyte in this cell from iron to zinc, I get better cell performance because the voltage and the current of the cell is higher. I will also discharge the cell with the NEWARE battery tester to see what discharge curve I will get and what will be the energy of this cell. So guys, I'm super excited about the results which I get only by changing the negative electrolyte from iron based to zinc based electrolyte. And this is actually really important because, like you see over here, some small things, some small changes on the battery, electrolyte and so on can have some big results, and for this reason it's important that you experiment. So guys, that's it for now and we see us in the next video. Bye.